What's up? It's your boy Mean Joe Green, aka Prince of the Ghetto. I just saw this interview of, Charleston White. He did with Terrance Gangsta Williams, and Charleston gave his take about the hot boys. And what Charleston said, he said that all the hot boys, they jealous of one another because they from different hoods. And in the hood, things like that do go on out in the hood. I have seen things of that nature in the hood where, homeboys grow up, they from different hoods, but they came together for something. But then they, be jealous of each other. That goes on a lot in the hood. But, with this hot boy situation, I don't think that that's the case, And, I think Charleston White, he just only know part of what's going on with the hot boys. He don't really know everything that's going on. So his take, he kind of don't have all the puzzles put together. And what let me know that when he said Turk, he want to be a star, but he have to be a team player. And Turk. He said Turk want to be a star, but he need to be a team player. And all he had to do was just listen to Turk's album. Joseph, he gave the whole story on Joseph. He said he went to prison, got out, reached out to his friends and old friends. Nobody wanted to help him. So he had to start all over and get it back out the mud. What would any other person have to do in this situation? They was formerly famous with a famous rap group. He went to prison, lost it all, had to get back out, and he reaching out and nobody didn't want to help him. So now that he doing it back on his own again, and now he finally blowing up and getting the recognition that he always thought he deserved, how they make him like he want to be a star? Everybody should want to be a star. He just trying to really get on so he can keep feeding his family what any other man would want to do. So that's how I know Charleston don't really know what's going on with this hot boy situation. He just speaking on the little bit that he know. So, it's crazy to me because, I get it. The hot boys, he said BG from the street, brought the streets. He said Juvie carried it on his back with the 400 degrees. And he said Turk, he was like the weakest link, like a lot of people say. And he said Wayne was like the star. Wayne like the Michael Jackson of the group. Which you could say that's how it was, But that's why Turk on that Joseph, he said the last gonna be first and the first shall be last. He's saying that he was last. He admitted he was last. But now that he first. Because his album, he blowing up. His name out there more than all the other hot boys. That's why Gangsta kept mentioning Turk to him. And Charleston was like, I like the old Turk. He's him and my ninja. He said he bumped that, but he tried to say all the new rappers, he don't listen to new heads. And I'm like, what? He said he still listen to like Lil Baby and Future, but if you like a Jeezy and a T.I. or somebody that been there and you stop rapping, then you trying to come back, he said that those rappers don't get no play in his ride. And they kind of puzzled. I'm like, man, what? And cause he said them old heads, he said them old ninjas ain't finna put some shit in his brain. He saying cause them niggas make sense now. And that puzzled me. I'm like, he's saying the old rappers gonna put some shit in his brain because what they rap gonna make sense. Ain't that what you really wanna listen to? You wanna listen to rappers that make sense. That's up in our age. See, we come from the same era, so we really know what they talking about because that's the rap we grew up on. You mean to tell me you don't want to listen to the rappers that you really grew up on that can talk what we seeing in life now? That's why I'm like, so Charles, you just want to listen to these the niggas that don't make sense. You want to listen to them. The youngsters that don't make sense. And you know, I listen to a lot of, you know, youngsters too to see what they own and all that, but I'm still listening to some of these old heads too. You know? And thank God for the old head, because these youngins was killing the rap game. The young rappers, man, I'm talking about, all they talking about is spinning the block, killing, riding on the ops, hoes, money. They wouldn't saying nothing that really made sense to help people, you know. They wouldn't give him no real game or how to get money and all that like the rappers we grew up to. So I mean, if you listen to these rappers now, they talking about real estate. They could rap music to really help us or help the younger generation. And you mean to tell me you don't want that in your brain, the rap that makes sense? You just better listen to some rap that dumb you down or something? I don't know, Charles. That kind of puzzled me when I heard heard you say that. I'm like, wow. You want to listen to these kids with these undeveloped mind raps. You know, and I know they got tight beats and all that. You know, a lot of their raps, they sound, you know, I listen to it, but I'm not finna just be playing young rap all day. I had a partner came to me back a few years ago, you know. Hey, you heard that new young, what you call? I forgot his name. It's some young boy, some young dude. And I was like, how old he is? He said, I think he's like 15, 16. I was like, man, what could a 15, 16-year-old rapper tell somebody my age that I could just listen to every day, you know, while I'm riding in my car, you know? I know they probably got a hit that you could play in the club, that bump, you know? Like I say, I still listen to it, but I'm not finna just, put that in, listening to that all day. You know what I'm saying? So thank God for these old head rappers, man. We need them back. The rap game need them, because it's going to take them to come back to save this rap game. You know? Real talk, we need them old heads. BG came back, Turk. I'm now on that new Boosie. And then DJ Paul and Crazy Bone just did the album. I got to go check that out. And they talking, man. They got these beats that these young boys got. And plus they putting that make sense. They going back to what we came. They back in the lab on them lyrics, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think the rap game need to go back to, man. I'm rooting for that, man. I want that sense in my brain. I don't know what Charleston White talking about, but give me the rap that gonna put the sense back in my brain. Because we need that type of energy out here. That's the reason why these young boys out here fucking up now, because they listen to these drill murder raps, spinning the block. That's why so much chaos happening out in the world. That's the energy they pushing out here. If we can go back to pushing some of these reality rap and rap where they giving game, then these youngsters, that energy get pushed out, and these youngsters will start straightening up out here. They'll start trying to do better. So, you know, I'd rather push for that type of rap, you know, as opposed to the rap where they talking about, let's spin the block. Because music do put you in that mood to do what those rappers are talking about, man. That's a fact. So, yeah, you know, I just wanted to speak on that. You know, I saw that part in Charleston White was up there saying that all them jealous, and he really don't know their story, man. I think he need to go back and do some research, and I bet you he'll have a new idea of like, damn, okay. It makes sense. It need to make sense to him. And I bet you Charleston White go listen to that new Joseph album, because Charleston smart. He'll see the concept. Joseph. He rapping about Joseph. He know Turk's story now. I bet you Charleston will change his mind and be like, okay, damn. Okay, that was all right. I bet you he say that. That was all right. So that's what somebody need to put a bug in his ear. He need to go check these old heads out then and see what they on. He need to put them old heads bump in his ride and see what's going on. And I bet you it'll change what he thinking right now. Alright, man, I just wanted to speak on that, man. Y'all like the video, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't subscribed, subscribe to my channel, you know. And you know, I'm gonna keep bringing this flavor, man. And you know, do what I do, say what I say, you know. It's your boy, man, Joe Green. Love. I'm about